Everybody, welcome to the show. This is Off the Chest Podcast. Today we're doing our spoiler review for Oblivion!
The first time I saw the title, I thought it was an Elder Scrolls movie.
Yeah.
I got with me the oblivious as all Anjo.
Yeah, here.
I got leader of the resistance Melvin.
Why, hello, sir.
And I got with me running in every single movie he does. Every single movie, it's our boy Tom Cruise. Hey Tom Cruise. Oh shit, he left. He left with Tim. He and Tim just ran out. Oh, I guess we've got to do this without him. Anyway, I am your host Rakesh, and yeah, spoiler review for Oblivion. Now, this is one of those post-apocalyptic movies. Quick side note: how do you guys feel about the whole post-apocalyptic world now? Like,
We got a shitload coming out.
yeah, we've got a shitload.
So there's a Will Smith one coming out, right?
There's
Yeah.
a Matt Damon one coming out.
There's a Matt Damon one coming. Yeah.
But like, and considering how many we've had like leading up, but before this year, how many we've had so many, and it's kind of becoming like an old trope by now. It feels like it kind of seems like Hollywood kind of wants to destroy the world. I can see that, but yes, this movie we got our boy Tom Cruise running again, and playing a guy called Jack again for the third time in one of his movies. He's playing a guy called Jack.
Jack Harper.
Jack Harper, greatest action hero, by the way. And this is like so the movie is basically there was this massive war, an alien invasion happened, and basically the main premise is they won the war, and now Tom Cruise has to stay on Earth to do drone maintenance and kind of watch these machines pick up suction for water and feed it to another place and all these other Earthlings, they're apparently on this place called Titan. Is that what it was called?
Titan, it's a moon of Jupiter. No, Jupiter or Saturn?
Yeah. I forget it. Let's just
It's one of them.
get with it. Yeah.
They're using water to create energy through suction, and I'm guessing water reserves as well.
Yeah.
And they want to take it all to Titan.
Yeah, and this movie, he's not all alone. He's got a female with him to kind of shag his bubblies with, mate.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason she's there.
Nah, she like helps him out and stuff. Like she navigates for him like in a
Helps him
computer.
out
Yeah.
and stuff.
She gets dinner ready for him every single night when he's gone out from a long day of work. She has sex with him every single night after a long, tedious day of work.
Whenever he wants.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of feel like these post-apocalyptic movies are kind of having a message for female audiences of what they should do.
When the apocalypse comes,
Stay in the
bang.
Females.
One of the two.
Females, when the apocalypse comes, you go to the kitchen right away and you stay there. But yeah, a lot of hype for this movie, man. Now, Andrew, you haven't seen this
No,
movie.
I haven't. Everything's new to me.
So I think Melvin and I we'll take this one for you.
Yeah.
Melvin, how'd you feel about this movie?
It was good. It's received a lot of criticism, being confusing. But if you apply like 2% of your brain to this, and just pay attention, honestly that's it, just pay attention.
Sometimes when people watch movies, they just go brain dead.
Yeah, it's like a lot of your mainstream audience is going to be like that, where they think that things are kind of... Mainstream audience thinks that if something is confusing, they think it is smart. I've noticed a lot of... But like, there was a good point in this movie where... at the end, the lights turned up, the credits were rolling. I turned to Melvin. Melvin and I were like, okay. And it was like, Melvin, let me just double check to make sure what's happened happened. And that's what this main point of this movie is. He goes, yeah, that's right. Okay, I don't understand why when people are walking out of this movie saying, oh my god, that was great. It was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, my main theory with movies like Inception and movies like Oblivion is that one person walks out saying, it was a mind fuck. One person walks out saying, oh, it was absolutely, like, it was so, so hard to comprehend and stuff. And everyone just goes, like, go crazy stupid with that. It's like, oh my god, I see what they mean. Like, with Inception especially, right? everyone's like, oh, it's a mind fuck. I thought that's what they meant by like Inception itself. You know?
Yeah.
Like they fucked the guy's mind, and everyone else comprehended it differently.
Well,
I was like, oh no, I didn't understand the film.
They literally did mindfuck a guy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. One guy said that, and then just got blown out of promotion.
Yeah.
With a different comprehending. What's it?
Yeah.
Same thing happened here. I reckon one guy said, oh, you know, this movie was so confusing. I reckon it's hard to understand. And then everyone else is like, oh, it's hard to understand. Don't even bother.
Nah.
Chinese whispers lowering him.
Get so pissed off by people that say a movie is hard to understand.
I know that I find also really weird as well. Now there's also a point in this movie where on Earth, Jack Harper and the other chick that's with him, they are believed to be the only people left on Earth. However, what they eventually find out is that there are other people still inhabiting the planet, and they are to be known as the aliens, the scavengers. Which is led by Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And, yeah, who else would you pick to be the leader of a resistance? And this movie is cool because he wears Morpheus's glasses and wears Batman's cape.
Yeah.
It's...
He has a cape.
Yeah, he wears a cape because he's the leader of the rebellion.
Well, I guess you need presents somehow.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I'm like, I think he saw too much of Batman and he just wanted to be him for it.
And he wanted to be like Morpheus, so he was like... His opening scene is him sitting on a chair, smoking a cigar, and just... and
Red pill.
Yeah, red pill. So, do you follow Alice down the hole, or do you come?
Oral, anal.
But, yeah, one of the problems I found also with this movie is that, a little while later is... There's a whole bunch of... There's a ship that falls that holds a bunch of human capsules. And now, that there's a female who, I forget her name, I think her name is Julia. And she comes into this movie, this is around a good halfway into the movie, and it is set to believe that, she has a bigger role to do with the character of Jack. But the actress that they got to, or actor, I don't know what they prefer to be called, but, the actress they got to play her, I just felt like she was playing a really dull face the entire time. Like, I kind of thought that her acting performance felt really flat.
To me, like, this is actually a really weird thing to nitpick on. She's meant to play his wife, right? And, you know, he's Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise speaks perfect English. He's got a decent accent and stuff, you know. And they got Olga Kurylenko, whatever it is. She's been a Bond girl. She was in Hitman. And,
she was the Bond girl? This is in Skyfall.
No.
Oh, okay.
Quantum of Solace.
Oh, okay. So, sorry, continue. Yeah.
You know, and she has a really thick Russian accent. So when you see her and Tom Cruise talk, right, it's like, he's like, oh my god, I don't know who I am. And she's like, you don't know who you are. And it's just like it sounds really awkward, like their chemistry. Like, it's hard to believe that they're husband and wife.
And it's really awkward because a good part of this other movie is the first half is his relationship with the other chick, and she's got like a British accent.
Yeah.
And so you see this British accent and American accent.
It's like the weirdest three accents just put together.
But Jack has memories of the past, right?
He has memories of the past. Yeah, that is correct. From the year 2017.
Yeah.
And
what's the year that this all happened?
It happened in 2017.
No, what's the present time?
2077.
Yeah, 2077.
It goes 2017 is when it happened, and they're 60 years in the future.
Why does he look so young?
Well,
apparently he was kept in like some kind
cryo
of
sleep,
something like that.
Yeah. Well, hey, this is a spoiler review.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we've got to answer. Now,
kind of cool.
One of the really great things with this movie is that a lot of it was used. A lot of the filming, its background shots weren't done so much with green screen. What they did was they shot it with projection background.
Oh,
so
really?
What happened was because one of the main guys that made this movie, he made that Tron Legacy movie.
Yeah.
And we all know how fucking visually great that was. So what he did was he had previously recorded kind of scout location shots, projected that over during their filming, and so then it kind of helped. And to be honest, one of the greatest parts in this movie is its visual effects. I mean, this movie is gorgeous. It's kind of it's weird to look in kind of a apocalyptic world and say it's gorgeous. But
Yeah.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah, but they find that balance to kind of show a pretty effective Earth. And even looking, there's a part where they blow up the moon.
Yeah.
And it looks really good
It does,
looking,
yeah.
the moon.
The moon's like in like pieces and stuff. Like you see, like it's like mostly
Yeah.
all, but it's like
But you can
scattered.
still see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And
So apparently, aliens came to blow up their moon.
And Earth.
No,
Yeah.
no, they came to take the moon.
But why is Earth destroyed as well? Because the tidal waves and whatnot,
yeah.
That's pretty much it. They destroyed Earth because they blew up the moon,
which caused the gravity. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
and then then they plan to take over the Earth.
Now
Well,
that
not a bad idea. It really isn't.
It isn't, yeah.
Yeah.
We would be so screwed.
We can't do anything about our forces.
there's a few things about this movie where you get so the leader of the rebellions is Morgan Freeman, and then you have this other guy who's kind of the second in charge, played by Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones, and but dun, 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 dun. I just felt like with characters like him and with characters like the other chick, that they kind of, well, especially with him, they kind of underplayed him, and yet he's kind of got this big gripe against. He's got this big gripe against Tom Cruise and his character, and it's never really explored into as to too much into why he's feeling the way. Like,
How long is this movie?
It's about 2 hours.
Okay.
it's 2 hours 20, I think.
So I don't know if we had enough things
Yeah.
to fit the story in. So.
No, here's the thing. To me, like, they don't explore a lot of characters too thoroughly. Like, they don't explore Morgan Freeman that thoroughly. He just plays a bit of a guide role. It is all centered around Tom Cruise. He is the main character. It is all about him
Yeah.
and his journey. Everyone else is a side character. It doesn't matter. It just
No one cares
depends.
about them.
All that matters is how they see him. As long
Yeah.
as you know that, that's it.
It's his perception of how they are interacting with him. It's never told from from any other character's perspective.
He is in every scene.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Pretty much. He is quite... And, you know, because it's a Tom Cruise movie, we can't have it where he's not running around. He has to be running. So... and for a 50-year-old guy, he can still run. I'm quite impressed.
Yeah.
He's fit.
Yeah.
Like most actors are.
Well, he's a midget who can run.
I forget he's short.
Yeah, he's only like 5'8" or something like that.
Screw you, I'm 5'8".
Hey, Melvin, start running from me, boy. I know you can. But, Melvin, for me, I felt like a lot of this movie was great, but I had a bit of an issue with the pacing. Like, okay, number one, it's a long movie, but then you get around, at the halfway point, you got the whole, okay, now let's explain what happened, what really happened from the halfway point. And so that brings the movie kind of down lower, which I can understand. I can understand majority of movies do this. But then there's another part at around 75% of this movie, but yeah, when it's really close to almost finishing, where it also has another drop down, and I felt like...
No.
And this was just... It didn't flow well for me. I just thought that a bit of a pacing issue, and I thought it was a bit too long for me.
At the beginning, I agree. In the beginning, right, it's pretty much just... It's just
Yeah.
guns and sex. I'm being dead serious. In the beginning, it's just guns and sex.
For like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get into actual story.
Okay.
And
Bang,
the,
bang.
I think it's like okay, people can leave the cinema in the first 15 minutes. Let's make sure we keep them. No. Yeah, I agree with the pacing issue at the beginning. I think I found it interesting. You know, they had my attention from the beginning and they kept it. You know.
Yeah. Oh, that's good that it kind of kept you up with it. But, man, that house that they have, I want that house. And there's a house in this movie which is shown, and it's kind of like hovering up, and it's just really good. It's part of that atmosphere.
So the house in the sky or something.
Yeah, it's a futuristic Earth.
They have a pool where you can see like down below, like underneath yourself.
Yeah, underneath yourself. Like,
I would not swim.
it's like swimming in a plastic bowl, in a large plastic bowl.
Jeez, man.
I know.
A plumber in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I like that sort of shit.
And then you know you get that cliche Hollywood naked where you don't actually see anyone naked.
You just see this.
It's covered up, yeah. Melvin, that's about it for me. Should we go ratings time? Or anything else you wanted to kind of add into it?
No, we discussed the confusion pretty thoroughly.
Yeah.
And yeah, overall, I think we're ready for ratings. I think we're ready to see how good this film is.
Yeah. Alright,
No, we'll see if I want to watch this from your ratings.
I give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. Like, yeah, there's a lot of this movie that is really boring, pacing issues, but just visually stunning. And movies like Tron, yeah, Tron wasn't a perfect movie, but it was fucking gorgeous, and that's the same with this movie. It's really gorgeous. The score in the background that was playing, I thought that was actually pretty good, until they started playing Led Zeppelin, and I was like, oh my god, they're playing Led Zeppelin!
Starway to Heaven?
Woo! No, they were playing Ramble On. I think it was Ramble On they were playing. Yeah. Anyway. I thought that the score was pretty good. I thought that the visuals were really good. Kind of a generic story. It's a story that we've all seen before. It's a plot point that I'd say that if you're not mainstream audience, and you will pick up on this pretty quickly. And it's not confusing at all. That's why I just give it a 6.5. Melvin?
Look, I agree with the plot point being generic. It is a generic movie thing, but it hasn't been done for a while, which is why I think they brought it back at the right time.
And that's the first one to come out as well.
Yeah. It's the first of the year. Yeah,
first of the year, and it has some good twists and stuff throughout the story. I'm giving it an 8.7.
Oh.
I think if you didn't like this film, I think you didn't understand it.
You didn't understand. You didn't understand.
No, you understood it, no. But I don't see you see the greatness in it, like in how it doesn't tell you things straight up,
Yeah.
It gives you enough information for you to make the link in your own head.
So you had to piece up.
Not even a lot of piece up. It's just small amounts of piecing up.
Yeah, and it's got an ending where it can leave you to your own perception of how you want this movie to end. And
exactly.
Which I've always thought in a movie that's always a great way, but
sometimes you like the ending though.
Sometimes I feel like that's lazy writing, where if you leave it open. But I thought with this movie, it kind of suited it, because yes, it did have a solid conclusion, but it leaves you to draw on your own little points in between.
Yeah, it lets you figure that out, and it's such a fictional film. It's After Earth and all. Shouldn't mention that title. It's an apocalyptic Earth. That's the way you want to have your own kind of interpretation of it. You don't want to be told everything in that kind of version.
Yeah. Just with budget was 120 million so far. The box office is 74 million, so it quite hasn't received it yet.
It's still a few more weeks.
Yeah, there's still a few
I don't think
more
it's been released in America yet.
It just got released on a few days ago.
They're going to go
on April 19th.
It's already we got 74 million.
But that's from overseas, not from the US yet.
Yeah,
and
so
the
US is
yeah,
they're a big country.
Yeah,
they love Tom Cruise as well, man.
Exactly.
Tom Cruise. All you need to do is put his name in a movie, and you're gonna have a high-selling movie.
20 seconds.
To end this off, I just want to ask one final question, one definitive thing. Andrew, will you watch this film?
Probably.
There we go. That means it's good enough. Watch it.
I think that to get the highest box office earning movie of all time, all you need to do is have a movie with Will Smith and Tom Cruise.
Oh, dude.
And Hollywood will eat that shit up. Alright, youtube.com/Off the Chest podcast. You can find our Facebook page under the same name. That's Off the Chest or podcast. Please give it a like, hit it to subscribe. Thank you for listening.